Right, so let's get right into this. Right, so I think I was in this is one particular time. I've had many unstable relationships, so this isn't a standalone one. It's just a true borderline fashion in all its glory example. I was in my 20s when I met Rico. He was absolutely beautiful. I mean, I was in my 20s, but in this time of my life, I was flittering between male relationships and female relationships. This happened to be a male relationship, and it was introduced to him by via friends. I remember, back in the day, it was in the 90s. It would have been. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I really am old. And I was round a friend's house. A few of us had met round there to watch the boxing live on like Sky. Back in the day, it was like pay-per-view. Don't know if anyone's old enough to remember that. And then this boy just walked in, and I was like absolutely blown away there and then. He took my breath away. It was so quick. That's all I could think about. I couldn't think about really anything else apart from him. He just swept me off my feet, and from 0 to 100%, I was in love within 2 meetings of him. It turns out that he actually felt the same way about me and liked me, so that was a good start. So we ended up seeing each other. And he was lovely. He had his own business. He drove his own car. He was ever so kind, considerate. I've had relationships before where they've been abusive on both parts. I must admit my part as well in previous relationships. But he was an absolute. It was like he was sent from heaven. I was like completely head over heels. So when we started planning our future together, it was, straight away, it was like, we've got to move in. I've got a house. We've got a 2-bedroom house. We spent a month, preparing and doing it up before we moved in. And in the meantime, he was staying with me at my parents' house. I'd go there and he'd decorate during the day or on an evening after he'd finished work, and I'd go and help out. We'd be buying bits and pieces, all new furniture. He bought everything. And I just could not wait to spend the rest of my life with this man. We moved in, and I so wanted to be the person that I thought a good girlfriend should be. So, have dinner on the table and, all that stuff, keeping the house tidy. And then I was still addicted to alcohol. I was still abusing alcohol, and that really didn't help the situation at all. I remember one time, this particular time, this is when it all kicked off really, and I wanted to cook. I remember to this day it was fish. I wanted to cook him a fish dinner, and as I'm cooking in the kitchen, got music playing, the wine's going down rather nicely, and then obviously I burnt the dinner, and from then my mood just absolutely switched from, oh, I'm happy I'm cooking for my fella, this is great, to, oh my God, this is awful. I really want to die. I didn't know what to do. I was crying. I was on a heap on the kitchen floor crying over this burnt fish. And I thought, oh, what's he going to say? He's going to say that I'm not good enough. He's not going to want me anymore because I'm not good. I can't even cook him a meal. And all things were going through my head. I was like, and in that moment, I just picked up a kitchen knife and I thought, I was contemplating self-harming. And at that particular moment, he happened to walk through the door. So he's seen me on the floor in a heap, crying, makeup streaming down my face, red glass of wine in one hand, not even holding it straight, half spilling it on the floor, a knife in the other hand, burnt fish on pan, and I'm like, he must have thought, what the hell is going on? Straight away, my walls went up. I thought to myself, he's not going to want me anymore, so I'm just going to be like, get out of my life sort of thing. I'm off. just to run away. And that was my answer to a lot of things, just to run away or push people away. And he called an ambulance in the end because I was that distraught. He didn't know what to do with me and I was waving the knife about. So police and ambulance turned up and took me over to A&E. Now, like I said, I'd drunk quite a lot. So I got to A&E, didn't really remember much. Late, I was passed out a little bit, I suppose. So when I come round, I had my mum by the bedside and I'm like, oh, where's Rico? And she just said, he's gone. And I'm like, what do you mean he's gone? Gone where? Has he gone home to bring me some stuff? Has he gone what? So I've jumped out of bed, pulled out wires, whatever I was attached to, barefoot in, I don't even know what I was wearing, running through the hospital grounds, out into the car park, screaming his name. It was pouring down the rain, I do remember that much. And I could see him still just walking off, and I was shouting and screaming his name to come back. And he didn't, he just kept on walking. And I remember I slumped to the floor in the rain on my knees. Mum was not far behind, and she came and picked me up and brought me back into the hospital. Well, that was it. I went into a deep depression, and it was so quick. I mean, in the hospital, I was just already thinking, like, this is it. I don't want to be here no more. We got home. By the time I'd left hospital, which was only a few hours from the time I got home, I wasn't feeling suicidal. I was now feeling angry. And I really didn't know what to do with that anger. Could not cope with the feelings and the emotions that I was feeling. Again, you've probably heard a lot when people discuss borderline personality disorder, you'll probably hear a lot about fear of abandonment. And then this is what was happening here. And I just wanted to show him. I will admit, this is probably one of the worst things I've ever done in my life. I just wanted to hurt him. I wanted him to feel how I was feeling. So once we got home, I picked up the phone and I phoned his parents' house, and I pretended to be my mum on the phone, and I spoke to his mum, and I said, I'm sorry to tell you, Naomi's dad. Yeah, just let that sink in a bit. The mum said, oh no. And then I could hear Rico wailing in the background. That's all I can describe it. And the mum on the phone to me said, oh, he's on his knees, he's crying. And I put the phone down. Initially thought, well, that'll teach you. But then, I had to explain it to my mum. Well, actually, I didn't. It was the mum. His mum called back. My mum answered the phone and explained that I was still alive and well. So then I thought to myself, well, now I've got and done it, haven't I? Because that was a horrible thing to do, and now he knows that I've done that, and he'll probably never speak to me again now anyway. So in came the feelings of guilt, remorse, and all these horrible feelings that I didn't want to feel. The feelings were awful. I stayed in my bedroom for days. I cried for days. I couldn't eat. I was so anxious because I was so worried about what I'd done and what people thought of me now after doing that. And it was a horrible thing to do. But the thing is with, I'm sure other people that also have borderline personality disorders may have similar stories. They may not, but what I'm trying to say is, as someone with borderline personality disorder, it's very, very, very hard to control your emotions, and they will change could be hours, minutes even, and it's so overwhelming to know what to do with them or how to manage them or how to handle them, because that is just not there. Rational thinking is not there. So it's really, really hard. And the only thing you can do is you feel like you need to protect yourself, your walls go up to your chin, you lash out, and then afterwards you feel that guilt come in, which then brings you right back down to feeling like in a depressed state. And it's a cycle. It is a vicious cycle. Needless to say, me and Rico have never spoken again, but I've heard through via friends that he's doing well, so I'm pleased about that. So like and subscribe if you want to hear more of my experiences in regards to having borderline personality disorder, because I'll happily share them with you if you want me to. So if you click and subscribe, and then I can sort of see like, oh, you know, people are liking it, so I'll start doing some more. That's it for now. So you stay safe. All right. Bye bye. God bless.